Welcome back everybody to another Top 5 Zelda video. Tears of the Kingdom has some of my most favorite atmospheric design of any Zelda game, and of any video game that I have ever played. So today we'll be going over the top 5 most scenic locations in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. As a quick side note, I will not be including some of the more obvious ones, such as Satori Mountain, because although they are undoubtedly amazing, they are also very obvious, so I'll be going over some more unique and hidden ones instead. Our first location on this list is Eventide Island, or more specifically, Eventide's Shores. Although the whole island is quite beautiful, especially after having been cleared of the enemies, its standout feature is 100% its shore. If we stand at the edge and look off past the wreckage into the distance, we can see some islands, too far out for us to travel to, but close enough that we can get a good look at them. There's something about the post-storm haze that's always over this island that gives it a relaxing vibe, and we can see some fog start to surround us as a light bit of rain falls from the sky. Everything from the Octorok to the pieces of wood scattered in the water gives this just a very pleasant vibe. Next up, for our second location, we have the Lanayru Road East Gate. Now, if you've played Breath of the Wild, you may remember this location as being the place where we get what is quote-unquote intended to be our first memory. But in Tears of the Kingdom, this place no longer serves any real purpose, and if I'm being quite honest with you, that almost adds to the vibe. What makes this place stand out to me personally is the simple and forgotten nature of it. There's nothing much but a few trees, some bushes, an old road, and this singular gate, which doesn't even really serve much of a purpose anymore, as the doors that I assume used to hold it closed have long disappeared, and no one is left around to guard it. It's details like these that really sell this game and its predecessor for me. Little things that all add up to give a well-worn feeling to a land that was once bustling, but is now left to nature's control. Now, onto our third location, up in central northern Hyrule, the Thyphlo Ruins Tower, or actually, the sky right above Thyphlo Ruins Tower. The area down here around the base doesn't have too much that is special about it, other than, of course, the side quests that can be done here. The real magic is up in the sky. No matter what time of day it is, when you launch yourself up here, you are guaranteed to be greeted with a fantastic view. My favorite time, though, is at sunset. And if we look off towards the sun setting in the east, we can see this huge beam of light covering that side of the sky where the sun is slowly disappearing. And sometimes, if you happen to be falling down here at the right time, you might just be able to catch a ride on the Light Dragon. And I think watching the sunset in the distance while riding on the back of the Light Dragon might be one of my favorite things in this game as a whole. Now for our fourth location, we are going to be headed to the south coast of Hyrule, specifically to Laverra Beach. This is quite an unassuming location, as there is quite literally nothing here except for a singular Korok, who we can watch the sunset with. There is something different about watching the sunset from this location though, and that is if we look off to beyond the world border, we can see some shapes surrounded by fog in the distance that are being backlit by the sun here. I'm not sure exactly what these are meant to be, or if they are even meant to be anything at all, but I do appreciate that the developers took the time to add them here. And now, for our fifth and final location of this video, we are going to be headed to the Great Sky Island. From the roof of the island with the Room of Awakening in it, I'm going to head over to where these wings are. Once we're in the air, we can actually get a pretty good view from here of everything around us, although we are not quite at our final location just yet. Once you get close enough, we can glide on down to the roof of the Temple of Time. And this is the location of our final, most scenic place. There are three main things that I love about this area. The first is the roof itself. If we wander around, we can see the intricately detailed sand inlays, these dragon head sculptures, and the tiny streams of water with the plants growing from them. But the real beauty of this place is the views. The first one is over here on the side that faces the Great Sky Islands. From here we can see the entirety of where we all spent our first couple hours of our playthroughs. From this distance, we can see the almost jarring line of separation between the cold and normal sides of the island. It looks kind of odd from this far away, but to be honest, it's cool nonetheless. But where it really gets good is on the other side. If we head down here, we can stop just at the edge, and from here we can take in almost all of what this game's sky has to offer in this area, from the wingsuit trial areas to the giant cube labyrinths over in the distance. If we head back up here towards where the sun is and jump off, we can see this. This game has a lot to offer, from puzzles, to boss fights, to the depths, and all of that, and I even enjoyed the story for what that was. But flying up here really drives home what I was saying earlier about this being the real reason that I enjoy these games. The art style is just truly amazing. It is by far my favorite of any Zelda game, except perhaps Skyward Sword. Yes, I said Skyward Sword, but that's a larger issue for another day, maybe. Now, I'm aware that this is just a video game and that somebody had to draw this to look like this, but I think enjoying the views in here, at least for me, serves as a good reminder to return to the outside world and enjoy the real views that we can see all around us. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this slightly different style of video, and if you did, consider subscribing as that does actually help me out. And leave a comment down below and let me know if I missed any of your favorite scenic locations in Tears of the Kingdom. But, until you hear me again, have a good one.